what Mark Twain talked about Indian civilization as the cradle of human race, and the other spectrum is when Naipaul said India, a wounded civilization. So within this huge spectrum, it's not possible to talk all the aspects of Indian civilization, but we have with us two brilliant authors who have written books with deep insights into Indian civilization. Anirudh Tiwari has written Ram Sevak, a unique exploration and unique take on Ramcharitmanas and Bhagavad Gita, finding common grounds between these two timeless epics which formed the fabric of Indian society's morality. Sankrant Sanu has explored another aspect of Indian civilization that is often called a linguistic civilization. He has written this wonderful book called The Indian English Medium Myth, exploring how foreign language has distorted our civilization in different forms. So, coming to Anirudh, you first, I would like you to talk about how the idea of writing Ram Sevak come to you, because it's very different. People have written commentaries on Bhagavad Gita and on Ramcharitmanas, but to find 54 common grounds in these two books is unique.
Thank you, Vandana ji. I was actually lucky to be born in a family where Ramcharitmanas was recited every morning by my grandfather. And he introduced me to Ramcharitmanas very early in life. Perhaps I was, 6 or 7 when I started reading it. But initially it was just like a recitation, पाठ करते हैं जैसे हम लोग घर में. As I grew, I started enjoying it. रस आने लगा उसमें से. And then I also started realizing the depth that was present in the epic, which is much more than a story of Lord Ram. And then as far as Gita is concerned, as I grew and I went to college, I was attracted to Gita. And my first commentary, the first commentary that I read was Gita Rahasya by Bal Gangadhar Tilak, a truly Karam Yogi's, take on Bhagavad Gita. On Bhagavad Gita, there are a number of commentaries that you would come across. But what I really then found out, when I was about to have discussions with friends and peers, was that the commonality existed. And it was during these conversations that I started looking at this common ground and this overlap and the universality and the eternality of the message that I say so often that exists. That is a common thread that runs. Now, Bhagavad Gita was composed sometimes in around 1500 BC, and Ramcharitmanas is pretty recent in that sense because it was in the late 16th century. But what you see is the common thread that flows through them. I narrated earlier in the day 2 shlokas where I find commonality. There's another one which I would like to narrate here, which is actually called the Charam Shlok of Bhagavad Gita. It is 18.66 because that's perhaps Lord Krishna summarizing the entire Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, where he says, Sarv dharman paritajya mamekam shardam raj aham tva sarpa vibhu mokshishami mashucha. Now, if you analyze this shlok has 4 components. First is Sarv dharman paritajya. You leave everything aside, whatever it is. You just, whatever you do, and we will talk about what does this really mean, because I think I don't want to digress by going in deeper into it, because dharma itself is a very deep subject. And then it says sharan, refuge. Then is pape, main aapko paap se mukt karu. And the 4th is don't grieve. So these are 4 elements in this shlok. now, if you read the Ramcharitmanas, in Ramcharitmanas there is the fifth canto, which is the Sundarkand, where there is an episode where Vibhishan comes across the ocean and takes refuge with Bhagwan Ram. And there Bhagwan Ram says a couple of chapais, which are again reflecting the same sentiment. First of all, Sugriv tells Bhagwan Ram that, why are you taking Ravan's brother in your refuge? He might be a spy. So he says, Sakha niti tum neek bichari, mampan sarnagat bhai hari. That it is my pran that anybody who comes to my refuge, I will take him. And then he says, कोट विप्र बदलागे जाहू आय संत को नहीं ताहू सन्मुख होए जीव मोह जभी जन्म कोट अकना से तबहू. That अगर मेरे शरण में कोई आ जाएगा, मैं उसको सब पापों से मुक्त कर दूंगा. And then he says, जोर नर होए चराचर द्रोही आवे सबे शरण तक मोही तजब न मोह कपट छल नाना करो सद्य तहि साधु समाना. Here again the two elements. One, tajmad moh kapat chalnana. That is the sarvdharman paritajya element that comes here. And karo sadyat hi sadhu samana. Sadhu is a fearless person. I will not allow you to believe. So that's the kind of commonality that I was able to find out when I would read both these scriptures.
Thank you. Sankrant, you come from a